Hello, everybody. Thank you so very much for joining me. It is outstanding to have you. My name is Chris, otherwise known as Wolfie. We are live once again with massively overpowered OPTV, and I am in the test server. I'm in the test server. Wow. Okay. I'm in the test server for City of Heroes Homecoming Rogue servers. Hello, and rawr to you too, Crasher. Good to see you, Toaster. So yes, I am on the Brainstorm test server, checking out the newly created Storm Blaster power set. If anybody's ever played like a Storm Controller or a Storm Corruptor or a Source, I believe, which is like a primary and secondary respectively, like you kind of understand where the Storm Blaster is all about. You know, you're throwing gusts of wind and calling down rain and hail and stuff like that. But there are a couple of powers that are unique to the Storm Blast power set, and I don't know. It's a super interesting idea, certainly on paper, but what is it like in practice? We're gonna find out. So this character has been jumped forward to 50 and has had a bunch of IOs slotted in, which is thanks to an extremely handy little tool that somebody in the Homecoming Rogue server community created and released. That's only possible in the beta service. Unfortunately, you can't actually use the cheaty tool to cheat your way through top level in the regular servers, unfortunately. but but yeah, I had the idea to just roll one up, use that tool, get it to level 50, slot it up, and just sort of like take a little bit to see what it's all about, because I'm very curious. I have wanted to try like newly created or new to this server, this rogue server power sets before, but I wasn't aware of how you could do it other than to grind out the game like normal. But I found that tool, and we're gonna see what this is all about. So here we go. Okay. So this is my character Stormfly. I got her as a, I have her as a Storm Blast primary and a Nature Affinity secondary. She is a Corruptor, because I find Corruptors are a lot more entertaining in general than the Blasters are, in most of the time anyway, at least in my opinion. And we are doing some missions for Provost Marchand. So that's going to be the move. I was kind of hoping to do like a few radio missions, but apparently the radio just stops working after a certain level, specifically level 50. So yeah, we'll be seeing what this is all about here. Let's speak to this guy. Stormfly, Marchand has briefed me. You've got the portal open for a little longer, but you'll need to hurry. It's a huge risk keeping this open in the first place. And we're off to Pretoria. Alright, so let's see what this is like. So as I mentioned before, this is the first time that I've used this power set completely. I have never used it before. I've never seen it in action up until now. And we're going to see what this is like. Okay, first things first. I think the primary, the big like hook of this thing is this storm cell power. So that like creates like a localized area where like your powers are more like they apply differently or they work differently. So that's kind of like what I understand to be the big deal of this class. We're gonna see how this works. Of course, I have a whole bunch of backup right now, which is nice. Yeah, so things are going well. Also, the missiles are firing a lot. That's a whole lot of missiles. All right. Oh, that guy just walked around in the wrong place, didn't he? Okay. Anyway. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and put down another one of these. Missiles everywhere! I know, right? Seriously. I kind of like that, that direct strike attack. That's kind of nice. Like, you have, like, you literally like, call down, like, a bolt of lightning. It's kind of cool. Okay, actually, I'm going to get off of the ground, because, or off of flying, rather, because I understand that there's this toggle that I've got. So we have to see if this does anything. Alright, so put down the area of Purdy. Goodness gracious, it's hard to really know what's happening right now, honestly. These guys with the missiles are doing a lot more work than I am, that's for sure. Oh, I am out of stamina. Oh, goodness. Alright, so we have some stamina drain problems, but that's alright. I was not expecting all of this, honestly. So in a team setting, this clearly is doing okay, obviously. Even if that team is just firing tons and tons and tons of missiles. Okay, we're good. Alright. Okay, so, anyway, let's... I've got all these inspirations to use. I might as well start using them, right? Okay, let's see what this ability is all about. There we go. Yeah, putting down some localized hurting. I love that. I believe that was category... Oh, the Cloudburst ability, yes. Radio works in Peregrine on Live. Is it possible you didn't get a radio if you skipped the 50? Possibly? You know what? That's a good point. Maybe I didn't. I'll consider that next time. But in the meantime, right now I am just being joined by so many missiles. So many missiles. Okay, here we go. Got some enemies over here. But yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I didn't get the radio? I don't know. I kind of thought that was just intrinsic, but I could be wrong. It certainly has happened before. Alright. Alright, let's put down this category 5 ability. Which like creates like this big old hailstorm that gets stronger and stronger. And like I kind of love that. That's cool. I gotta say, this does some pretty good damage, as far as I can tell. Man, the combination of the storm cell with the category 5 abilities, that seems pretty good. That seems really good. Also, I kind of like how storm cell seems to like, at least after enhancement, seems to kind of like follow or fit the or like it recharges as fast as every engagement. So that's pretty good. Of course, like every other blaster in history, it is also very soft and squishy. Nice to see some COH on my Excelsior. No, right now this is a Storm Blast character created on the Brainstorm test server. But the characters that I do have are on Everlasting, just for the record. But I'm messing around with the still created and still in development Storm Blaster. Oh, I'm being locked down. Here we go. All right, let's put down this category 5. Man, this absolutely wreaks havoc. I gotta say, this is kind of entertaining. Those missing means there's some serious Macross missile massacre action going on. You're not kidding. Yeah, absolutely right. 100%. Ow. These guys are just absolutely destroying house. My goodness. Storms and missiles. I mean, what a combination, huh? I'll tell you. That's it's quite the pairing. All right, let's try. Okay, let's see if we can't get a little clearer idea of what's happening out here. Yeah, is that? Well, this is a big old wide open area, so we're gonna try to not dwell too much, but at the same time, I kind of want to mess around some more, right? Okay, let's see. Oof. Woo! Okay, there we go. Put down a little bit of healing, just to kind of keep myself topped up. You know what happens to a Tobin that gets hit with missiles? The same thing that happens to everybody else. I'm assuming this is a knockback, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, so that I wasn't sure if this heal actually helped me, but it does. And it helps everybody in front of me too, which is kind of nice. Also, it's very sparkly. It's always a bonus. We are all about the sparkly powers out here. Jeez, I get very. Oh man, I really was not ready for the missile boys. I really was not. I was not prepared. I do have to say though, like the amount of AoE damage that this is putting out, like the dots, it's got a lot of dots. That's kind of nice. I was just thinking of this joke. Nice. Okay, let's see. I really love my Firestorm controller for farming. Would be interesting to try a Storm Corruptor. Yeah, right? I definitely agree. That'd be cool. Also, I'm locked down again. Okay, there we go. That lightning strike ability is kind of cool. Like you literally like call down the wrath of God on some fool. That's good. Let me some creatively placed knockback. Yeah, this definitely feels a lot more aggressive than knockback focus. But then again, it is a little bit hard to know for sure because of all the missiles. So this might have been a bad idea to start with this map, but that's okay. We'll try to make it work. Okay, here's some more. This definitely does I mean, it's a blaster, so of course it's going to feel really soft and squish. So that's a problem. The fact that this game feels like it absolutely hates blasters still seems to be the case. Which is a bit of a shame, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of would love to play a blaster character more, but like, it just feels like I'm not inclined to do that unless I have backup. Which is a bit of a shame. Whoosh. Alright, where is this fool? I do kind of like how they got this big thing, this big old Hamadon boy just stomping around out here. That's very amusing. Hey, Prater White, how you doing? There you are. You, finally. Stormfly, I've heard of you. Read up on your files and all your fighting. The girl's dead. She died trying to protect me. Even admitted that she was in the Resistance this entire time. Not that it mattered. She died fighting off those monsters while I stood there like some sort of broken dog. Damn Barry. Super serum made me into a weakling. But man, it's pathetic. I can barely walk without getting tired, let alone fight. What the hell are you doing here? You a rescue squad or something? Yeah, we need to get A out of here. I ain't Prater White. I'm just Marauder now. Should have known Marchand would still want me. He was always the one arguing with Big Bad Marcus. I guess I didn't get much of a choice, eh? It's either stay here and become one of those devoured or go work with Marchand. Suppose I could have worse options. Then again, I ain't exactly sure that Primal Earth won't just lock me up in a cell. Teleport Marauder out. There we go. And we're done. Archery Mental Side Blaster is a great example of they can't shoot you if they're already dead. Yes. Want to play a blaster in a group? Let us know. Well, duly noted. Appreciate it. Okay. Good work, Stormfly. Should have known that Praetor Barry's serum would have had adverse effects. The man was an imbecile and bad for Pretoria as a whole. Remember, he swore that the serum would last for White. I can only hope that wherever Barry is, he's paying for the all terrible things he's done. Vanguard is currently holding White in its custody. They want to make sure he's really is powerless before releasing him under my care. Even without his powers, White can be a help to all of us as another tactician. He fought back in the Hamadon Wars and against the Resistance. If there's a battle to be fought, they'll know how to win it. Now, Starflight, we should move on to our next recruit. People of First Ward have relocated to an island near Paragon City. Vanguard wants to give the people from First Ward time to recuperate and get the help they need, and I agree. People have been fighting for their lives day in and day out for years. They won't be able to easily adjust to being in a normal society. Carnival of Light, outside of tunnel assistance, have also been confined to the area until Vanguard can be sure what will happen in this world's Carnival of Shadows gets near. Our next possible recruit is on the island, but you won't be going there alone. There is another who is there. We've already agreed to help our cause. My friend's name is Grant Creston. He's a former commander in the IDF who... Alright, well, you know what? We'll just move on. Walls of text. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I have to board a transit, so let's go ahead and hop the train. So it was a little hard to really know what this blaster set was all about because, I mean, Macross missiles. But, you know. Sentinel is also a good alternative blaster with a survival secondary. I found it to be really effective as a group leader when running task forces. That's good. Good to know. Okay. Okay, let's go to... Let's recruit Desdemona, I guess. The archetype that I've found the most fun so far has been Brute. Primarily by virtue of the fact that it feels the most solo-friendly. And, you know, I don't play this game frequently enough to sort of, like, warrant bothering other people. So, like when I have the random urge to play this game, I tend to do it solo, and so I need a lot more solo-friendly, archetypes. Blaster ain't it. Blaster just ain't it. Okay, let's talk to this person here. Hey, Des, how you doing? Okay, so this person doesn't want to help me, but this Pendragon person does. Brutes are fun solo or small groups for sure. They're scrappers, but good. Exactly. That's precisely the way I feel about it. Yes. Yeah, for sure. I have a heavy weapons or whatever that type of weapon is. The Titan weapons. That's it. I have Titan weapons brute, and it's a good time. Actually, I created her like a somewhat reformed troll. She like she was up on the juice that they have, but Superidane, but she got clean after she was betrayed. Now she wants revenge. Okay, so we have a little help here. That's good. Well, let me go ahead and turn on this thing here just to keep everybody. And if anybody decides to get nice and close to me, they'll be tangled up. The brutes, I actually kind of almost want to try a mastermind again because I understand that these rogue servers have like made the masterminds in this game less stupid. So we'll see if that's something I want to try out. Oh boy, the screen shake. Okay, so yeah. I mean, this is certainly a blaster. It's blasting. That's a big old cone of effect, I gotta say. Also, like again, the dots that this tower set puts out is actually kind of nice. I really like the combination of the storm cell and the category 5 power. The whole storm cell mechanic in general is actually pretty neat. Like there's a little bit of setup, which is pretty cool. Jumping and dumping a big old rain cloud on this guy. Scourge has a chance to proc on every dot tick, so this is looking like a nice corruptor set. Yes, indeed. For sure. That like this thing would probably melt, absolutely melt like bosses and stuff like that. But I also suspect it's a bit of a late bloomer, like it doesn't get its whole toolkit too quickly. But then, honestly, like the build up to direct strike, like, so it's not without some burst damage too, which is nice. Let's see, and also you got this chain lightning, and yeah, it's just mostly a lot of dots, a whole lot of dots, with a couple of little direct attacks sprinkled in here and there in order to, kind of just to make things a little spicy. So it puts a circle down that buffs your abilities in that circle. We got some abilities like that in one of our games. Fun times. Yeah. So yeah, that's all right. So Storm Cell is its big mechanic. So the use of your Storm Blast attacks may create high winds and lightning within the Storm Cell, delivering stronger debuffs and causing damage. Additionally, Storm Blast attacks will be enhanced when used against foes victimized by the Storm Cell. So like, it has like a bunch of just like a bunch of latent abilities on its own. But then, like, you know, Storm called Lightning Aura. Yes, there's like some extra stuff it does. It's really, really centered around that whole mechanic. That's when it really seems to open up, as far as I can tell. Okay, let's see. Where am I meant to go? Let's circle back around real quick. Yeah, pairing this with the right sort of secondary would definitely mean some pretty nasty damage overall, I think. So let's go ahead and do the build up and strike. Just absolutely did. Oh, damn! That was that was wonderful. And I'm asleep. That's why I can't do anything, because I'm mezzed. There we go. Yeah, this could have some very interesting build potential, I think. Like, I don't know, it has some interesting ideas to it. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and disengage that. Turn these two back on. I just went Nature Infinity as a secondary simply because that seemed like it was like a pretty good, like, thematic choice, if not necessarily mechanical. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Alright, let's come down around here. And let's see if we can't get a little more. I think this is our last group, we'll see. And then the category 5 is the big nova, right? But it's a dot nova, which is actually interesting. So like it's getting stronger and stronger and just doing more and more damage, and like it's just generally pretty that's pretty good, I have to say. Like, the amount of dots that it's putting out is really nice. I kind of wish that the range of this storm cell would go a little farther. Because, like, its scale of effect seems to be a little smaller than I would like. Especially when I'm, like, by myself and, like, everybody basically runs out of the area of effect. So, like, so I guess then in this case, while I'm soloing, the move would be to, like, strike first and then put down the cell around me. It's probably the smarter way to go about it. Let's see if that'll work out better. Yeah, I think that's probably better when I'm by myself anyway. Yep. Yeah, that seems to be a little more effective. Yeah, I think that'll work. This is... Gosh, I kind of love, like, this idea just in general. Pairing this with an archetype or a class that does, like, some big individual burst damage. Actually, okay, here we go. We have a lieutenant. So let's see if maybe we can't do some big things to this guy. Why is my target blocked? Really? It's a small hill. I'm blocked by a tiny hill. Cool. That's great. I love that. That's good. I do seem to have some very strong endurance issues right now. Oof. There we go. Alright, job done. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, let's rescue the Carnival of Light now. Let's see if we can't get a little more acclimated to how this whole thing works. Okay. Aura, Pena, and Noble Savage are somewhere in this warehouse, along with the other members of the Carnival of Lights. Oh, hi guys, how you doing? Oof. You might have kept me still in one spot, but that just means you're closer to my weather. Also, I do have to say, like, the storm cell effect, that lasts a real good long time. Like, so, like, even in a protracted battle, like, this is still very much a thing. Like, I put this down a while ago, and it's already come back recharged. Although, of course, the enhancements I put down probably help with that. Let's do a category 5. Let's do the big Nova. I kind of love that. That's cool. Popped open the wiki. Overgrowth has an endurance discount effect if you've got it. Yes. Yes, I have. But I haven't been using it. Okay. It's probably important to do that. Alright, so I should probably be rotating that in. Admittedly, I had been primarily touching the storm powers as opposed to the secondary. That's important. Ow! 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 And there we go. Absolutely locked down by the Archon. Alright, that's fine. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Alright, so yep, just like every other blaster I've ever used, the moment I get touched by any mez or stuns, I'm done for. And now all of a sudden, I kind of almost missed the Macross missiles. Alright, let's try that again. Also, for some reason, like, my keybinds aren't correct. Give me a second, actually. Let me just... For some reason, I thought my keybinds were going to transfer from this server to the other, but I guess not. That's it's asking too much, I guess. Okay, that is the control. So I need the shift boards then. Let's see if this doesn't maybe help things out a little bit. Pardon me for a minute here. Oops. Damn you, that's not what I wanted you to do. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's see if that doesn't maybe allow me to use these buttons a little more frequently. Okay, so yeah, they work. Actually, now that I think about it, considering the secondary that I went for, definitely this really feels like I built a character meant for a group when I have nobody to group with. Whoops. That's fine. If nothing else, I have accidentally found a pretty good team player. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? So, F4. Hello? Crap, that was a bad placement of the storm cell, I think, but it's fine. I kind of do like how like the hail effects kind of change in the storm cell too, because like there's a chance where you like put down some really big hail when you use that ability. That's pretty neat. Okay, did that not work? Hang on, what the hell? Oh, did it not carry? What? I told you to you. I guess I didn't apply. Beg your pardon. It does help if I hit the apply or save button when I do this, right? Save what I did, you stupid thing. There we go. They're planning on doing some sort of experience on a Carnival of Light. We have to stop them. No worry. Okay. Then let's go. Also, I just had a thought. Like, the fact that this effect lasts as long as it does kind of means that, like, pulling enemies over to its area of effect seems like it'd be pretty good. Like, all these little extra dots that it's putting out because I'm using my abilities in the storm cell. That's pretty cool. That's really nice. That's a little more tactical. I kind of dig it. I cannot enter. Well, fine then. Be that way. Okay, let's see if I didn't miss something. Let's go down around here. There are people talking. That probably means stuff. Yeah, this is the move for sure. And of course, it being a sniper power, that strike ability has some pretty good range. Come over here. Where are you going? Why are you running? There we go. Oh, there's our boy. Come on over, friend. I have plenty of lovely weather for you. Who was that? Oh, there's somebody else out here. Alright, that's fine. Hey, yeah, that's good. That's real good. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Okay. Storm Chaser's greatest nemesis, the mailman. Either rain, sleet, or snow. Yeah, definitely better with a team. Very, very clearly. Ow. It's almost actually, it still kind of feels like it's in its a little controllery in that there you can like sort of like hang back and set things up. So it's a very pure blaster insofar as like you sort of hang back. It definitely feels like it's tuned for sure to not necessarily be the lead damage dealer. You just sort of like you hang back, you stay behind, you put down your dots, and you let everybody else around you handle the real bad stuff. That definitely seems to feel like the way it's meant to be played. Like maybe it starts off in the lower levels as feeling like your bog standard, your regular old blaster, but like then you get your storm cell abilities and a couple more dots, and sort of like unfolds into what I presume to be its intended design. So that's pretty neat. I don't I don't hate that. I mean, I don't know that I'll roll one when it goes live, uh, but for those who have regular teammates or play the game more regularly or have a group of people that they play together with, like this feels like a pretty good addition to the roster, you know? Whoa, okay, I just got thrown right in here. Okay, that was a sudden sort of transition. That wasn't even a transition. I just literally like blink. I'm here now. Go figure. All right, that's fine. Target blocked by railing. I can't possibly see through this railing. All right, let's put down the storm cell. Looks like the enemies are also too stupid to actually get around the railing, so that's... Some things never change. Okay, so that's done, I guess. Boing. Inserting Kevin Costner into the hero's journey as a special kind of fanfic. Oh, hello. Good to see you. See, this person is like hiding behind a crate. I can totally take them out and see them just fine. They're hiding behind a railing? Oh, I can't. My target is blocked. If it said Storm, but I'm thinking Storm Elect Affinity. Oh, that'd be a good one. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. Hello, big fella. How you doing? Nice. Alright, so I don't know that there is any Carnival of Light out here, as far as I can tell. But then again, these these maps, this map tile set always arranges itself super, super weirdly. Yeah, see, I just went in a whole big old circle just now. But I don't think there's anything more. Yeah, I believe that's everything. Ah, here we go. Nope, that's a wall. Or not. No, it's not a wall. It is not a wall. I was wrong. Hello. Flowers and trees. Yeah, definitely better when you hang back. Absolutely. OSHA has no chill. None here it doesn't. Did I need to waste my built up and sniper power on one regular dude? Not really. But it was fun. Beat down those council. No, no, that ain't right. No, that ain't right at all. Well, you know, they just replaced them. I guess is probably more appropriate. I'm not really up on the lore of the council, to be very honest with you. Which is funny because like I'm know who the fifth column are. Snap. There we go, a little dot. I can't believe it's not Nazis. Yes, they're the dollar store version, I guess. Okay, and boost ourselves up a little bit. And hi, how you doing? Oh, they saw me. I might as well put down the storm cell. Ow, goodness gracious. Kirkland's brand, yeah, there you go. Oof. Oh, that guy had a bad day, dang. Struck by lightning and smashed by this guy. Oh, wow. That's a that's a big boy. He's large.
Heckin' chonker.
Heckin' chonker.
Is that the legendary beef hard peck? Big, like, large, huge?
It totally is.
Yay!
Also otherwise known as blast hard cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so the Archon's down. Now for this doggo. And there we go. Shit, hard body. Slab meat chunk. Crud bone meal. Okay, there we go. The Carnival Light has been rescued. Yay! We did the thing. Smoke man muscle. The classic MST3K episode. Truly, truly is. Okay. Let's go ahead and speak with this Alec Parson individual. And see what our next mission is. They just randomly all appear. If they were that good at hiding, did they really need saving? Well, you know. Don't worry about it. Trying to apply too much logic into the superhero MMO game. Okay, so I hear glowies. I hear glowies. Oh, this boy. Oh, man. Oh, we got some Arachnos. I love that. Okay. Whee! Ow! Slapping me with your giant, stupid mace. I thought I saw one run away. Well, doesn't matter because my idiot companions are gonna just start blithely running through and chasing them down. Regardless of the consequences and anything like that. It's... What are you... Jeez, oh man. There we go. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Yeah, this is the good stuff right here, man. Letting them dots fall and just kind of plinking away. This is beautiful. Uncontrollable NPC bloodlust, yes. Or they're doing their best Scrapper impersonation. You decide. Okay. Let's draw this boy on over. Did I actually just get the one? Really? Did I successfully pull? Go figure. Kaboom! Alright, now they saw me. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. There we go, boys. I was wondering when you were going to charge at me. Zap! What? My character just threw that. What are you? Oh, that's okay. There we go. Got him. Okay. All right. This is a little bit out of control, but it's fine. We'll be all right, probably. Okay. Alright, I still need to find some scientists and defeat some raid leaders. And this is a very large floor by the looks of it. The size of that map is a little nuts. But it'll be fine. Oh, my big old lightning zap missed. Dang it. That's depressing. That's extremely depressing. Ugh. Alright, you can stop being locked down now. La Belle Duvide, thank you so very much for that follow. Appreciate that support. Good to see you. Good to have you. We hope to see you in future streams. Ow. 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 And I'm stunned and I'm dead. Alright, perfect. Yeah. Goodness gracious. The Alec Parson Project? Oh my gosh. Okay, that really hurt. That really, really hurt. Ow. Fortunatas are so annoying at every level they show up. Yes, yes they are. Yes, they are. And I've got literally no defense against being stunned or locked down or psychic or anything like that. So that was pretty much my demise from the very jump. We'll try a little bit more though. See if we can't get this done. Maybe. This is a really big bloody map though. It's a huge map. Also, I hear the glowy noise here. Did I miss something somewhere? Don't think I missed anything here. Also, where are my idiot companions? Oh, they're down this way, I guess. Or they died? You know what? I think my idiot companions were taken out. Let's find out, actually. Also, I feel like I'm going around in circles here. What the heck is happening? Dude, I've... This is not where I'm meant to be. Hang on a minute. I found a side room area. Yeah, I think my companions just fell over. Okay, where the hell did I end up? Oh, there we go. This way? Yes. Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay, well, I have one idiot companion with me. Hey, Pendragon, you good? Fake glowing noises. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Oh, there we go. Everybody got over it. Alright, perfect. Strike. Ow! Oh my goodness. Dude, ow! Badge earned, the unyielding. Yeah, I don't know about that. Man. This is harsh, dude. Alright, one more try and that's gonna be it. Not having humans with me hurts a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. And this class, and this archetype really, 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 really seems predicated on having people to play with. Unless I'm doing something wrong, which is also very, very, very much a possibility. Frankly, it's almost a given at this point. But we'll try it one more time. But in my defense, like, Fortunatas and Arachnos, the Psychic Arachnos, absolutely mollywop if you don't have a very, very specific resistance to them. Okay, once more into the breach. Okay, got that person. There we go. From sheer absolute dogged attrition, we'll win out. Just joined the scene and thought the COH was shut down. Is this a private server? This is indeed a rogue server. The homecoming rogue servers, more specifically. I am on the, whoops. I'm on the Brainstorm test server checking out the, their in development new Storm Blast archetype that they're putting together. Oh my gosh. It's absolute chaos right now. Oh boy. Ow! Oh, are you gonna go in there? Are you gonna go in there by yourself, buddy? That's what's gonna happen? You're gonna charge in there blindly by yourself? Free to play. The City Here's Homecoming is a free to play set of 4 servers. It's been around for a long while, stable, and a really good and active community. Yeah, the rogue servers of Homecoming are pretty good. I've actually tried out the other rogue servers that were out there. That's also really good. It's doing its own cool thing. I just kind of like this one a little bit more. It seems a little more active. Also, Surly Cucumber, thank you so very much for the follow. I love the name Surly Cucumber. That's a great one. Alright, let's see if I can't maybe sneak my way on out of here. Nope, I cannot. I am dead. This is a bad idea. Ow! Alright. And yeah, there you go. Hikari put down some links for you to check out. So yeah, we have been writing and following the Homecoming Rogue servers for a good long while now. And this new Storm Blaster power set that they're working on is part of the latest update that they're going to be putting out to their live servers here in a little while. Don't know exactly when that is. I don't have necessarily a complaint with this archetype myself. I just don't. Like I said earlier, I just feel like this rogue server just hates blaster characters, and you can't, and it still feels like I can't do this without having humans around to help me, and I don't play this game enough to sort of like have like a regular group to tag along with. It feels unfair to force people who are way more active than me to drag my sorry lump around. Especially when I'm not there frequently enough to warrant it. Like, it just feels like wasted time. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Alright, this person is just gonna charge. Alright, okay, we're doing this now, huh? Alright, that's fine. But yes, I mean, both servers have their strengths and weaknesses. The Homecoming server is certainly more active, but it also feels like it's trying to follow the original design ideas of the game, for better or worse. Meanwhile, the other rogue servers that are out there, I'm blanking out on the name for some reason. But they feel like they have a smaller population comparatively. But they're still really cool, and it also has like a lot more like a private server feel, insofar as like it just makes the game and doing stuff in the game more about fun than about dogged trying to recreate the old game necessarily. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm like verbalizing it very well, but like it feels a little less adherent to the old game's rules, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. yeah, these are still very much a thing. It is still very much playable. Really a question of what type of experience you prefer. If having a lot of people to play with that you've never met before is important to you, then I feel like Homecoming is the right one. But if that's not important to you, then, the other ones might be good. There's a couple out there. Pretty much nailed the head on the difference between a rogue server and a P server, honestly. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. yeah, effectively. Yeah, this one wants to be City of Heroes, but still alive. The other one feels like it's just a private server vibe that everybody can enter, which is not a bad thing. Again, not a demerit. Not necessarily talking one down or talking the other up. Just the impressions that I got from my time in both of them. I tend to play on Homecoming by mere dint of the fact that, like, a lot of the other folks that I know, what the hell is happening? By mere dint of the fact that a lot of the folks I know play on it as well, and like feels like it's a little easier to team up on that one than the other one. Where the hell am I supposed to go? Goodness. This lab layout is an absolute morass. Let's see if we can't... Is this where I'm supposed to be? Up here, I guess. Maybe. Maybe? Possibly. Yes, okay, I think. Yes, this is new. Alright, this is good. There we go. We've woven our way through the randomly generated nonsense. Perfect. Taking that boy down immediately. There we go. As for one, not wanting to bother people, it's just normal social anxiety, and everyone else is probably also saying, I don't want to bother anyone. You know what? That's fair. That's good to know, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh, there's a lot of... I'm hearing a whole lot of psionic nonsense. There we go. There we go. There we go. Or just pile on the abilities and kind of stand up in the nonsense, in the madness. Not bad. Not bad at all. Speaking for myself, I wouldn't be offering if I thought it was a bother on a waste of my time. Well, that's good to know. I appreciate that. And I know it's all... I'm positive it's more perceptual than actual by leaps and bounds, but like... Hard to tell the brain to stop doing the brain things. There we go. Whew. Alright, this Moo Adept has to go immediately. There we go. Alright. Okay. Now that I'm starting to, like, use a little more of my full toolkit a lot more freely, it's feeling a little less bad. Still, though, I think my initial impressions stand insofar as, like, this definitely feels like it's tuned for teams. Just the amount of dots that it puts out definitely feels like it's best used when you have a bunch of other people dealing more consistent damage. You know what I mean? There we go. Fortunata immediately down. Okay. Rescue the last longbow scientist. That was not the last longbow scientist, apparently. But maybe we're close. We might be near to this last longbow scientist. Maybe? Okay, I think I put down the storm cell in a good place. Stay. Come back here. There we go. Alright, job done. Only if only I had bought a plushie of you? A plushie of me. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. That was not ready for the whole profession of wanting to buy a plushie of my character. That threw me for a loop. Anyway, all right, that was interesting. I think we're gonna be calling that from there. But I mean, I've only done a few missions with this class, so I'm definitely not the be all end all opinion. But I have to say, like, there is some very cool potential with this power set. Honestly, like, it's the amount of dots it puts down is really good. The whole storm cell mechanic is a neat little feature that you have to like kind of like think a little more strategically with. Um, with all that said, the whole setup and the slow dot damage and everything like that, it still really seems to be an archetype that's way better when you have a reliable team to run with. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how it changes or what's different, if anything is different between the beta release and full release to the Rogue servers, but we'll see. But in any event, thank you so very much to everybody for hanging out. We hope we'll see you for even more streams for the rest of this week. Later on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, MJ is going to be back with her usual Adventure Quest 3D stream. On Saturday, April 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm being passed the baton for Sandbox Saturday. We're going to do a little bit more No Man's Sky, kind of just flying around, exploring, and seeing what other weird nonsense I can run into. That'll be happening at 2 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. And then on Sunday, April 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern, I'll be clearing a few more of my little daily and weekly chores from my to-do list in Destiny 2. So we hope you'll tune in for all of that. And thank you so very much for hanging out today. And as always, thank you to everybody for all of the support you provide to Massively Overpowered, whether you are watching our streams live or on demand, reading what we have to write on the website, or if you're doing incredibly generous things like donating bits to the channel, subscribing to the channel, whitelisting the ads on the site, or if you're one of our amazing Patreon supporters. No matter what you do top to bottom, you are the fuel that keeps Massively OP going. We hope to see you later tonight for some AQ3D. Until then, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye!